now that we've installed AMSWin, let's talk about what actually was installed on your computer. Now, the first thing you'll notice is on your desktop, you now have an icon that says AMSWin. It's got the picture of the oil can there, the AMSWin logo. You'll also notice if you click the Start menu and you click All Programs that you have an AMSWin shortcut menu here. And underneath there is 3 menu items. There's AMSWin Convert, which is for those of you who are using the very old DOS version of AMSWin. It's at least 8 years old. Then you can convert that data by using this utility. We will not be talking about that today. There's the shortcut to launch AMSWin. You notice the signature oil can there again. You click that, it's the same as clicking the shortcut on your desktop. And then there's also AMSWin Help shortcut that takes you directly to the AMSWin Help program. All right, so we've successfully installed AMSWin, and now we're ready to try running AMSWin for the first time. So I'm going to double-click the shortcut to open AMSWin. Now, the reason why we've got a special section devoted to running AMSWin for the first time is because the first time you go into the program, it's going to have to ask you for several pieces of information so that it knows enough about you and your business to be able to run successfully. The very first question that comes up is, in what state do you do most of your business? You must specify a default state in order for AMSWin to work properly. If you click OK, it will take you to the Program Maintenance Options box. Now, the interesting thing here is that you can fill out every bit of information in this at this point, or you can just fill out the default state, click OK, and move on. I think we're going to do something, we're going to do a little more, but we're not going to do the entire box because we'll talk about that a little later in the evening. So I'm going to type in my address, my state, county, zip code, and phone number. My business name, AMSWin Software. And let's see, my sponsor is Ron Gamble. My tax ID number, because I'm not incorporated, I'm just going to leave that blank. And then my default state is Tennessee. Okay. The reason why there's a separate section devoted to running AMSWin for the first time is because when you do run AMSWin for the first time, there are several questions that the program will ask you so that it can set itself up to work correctly for your business. Now, to launch AMSWin, I'm simply going to double-click the AMSWin icon that's on my desktop. When I do, a box appears requesting the security information that came on my receipt. Now, I've got a copy of a receipt right here, so I'm going to enter the information on this receipt. This is actually some Jane Doe information. You want to make sure that you keep this in a safe place, but also keep it secure. If you don't want other people knowing your CD key, you don't want other people knowing exactly how all of this stuff goes in. So I type in John and Jane Doe as the name on the receipt. The ZO number, the direct jobber, and the CD key. The CD key is actually the key that unlocks the program. When I'm finished, I click Apply, and my security information is recorded. Now, you'll notice that when I clicked Apply, it moved to the next screen, which is it's asking for the country that I do business in. If I had made a mistake and in typing in my name, my ZO number, the direct jobber name, or the key code, then it would not have taken me here. It would have taken me to a screen that says you are not authorized to use AMSWin. Okay, so now to the next question. Which country should AMSWin be customized for? Well, I do my business in the United States, so I choose the U.S. Then it asks me, what state do you do most of your business in? I click OK, and it takes me to the Program Maintenance Options box. Now, you can fill this out completely right now, or you can just fill out the default state field and move on. I think what we're going to do for this demonstration is to go ahead and fill out the first page, including the default state, and then we'll move on. So you enter your address, your city, state abbreviated, your county, your zip code, and then I'm going to put my business phone. The name of my business, which is AMSWin Software, and then I'm going to leave my sponsor name off. I'm going to skip the tax ID number and move to default state and type in Tennessee again. Alrighty. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and fill out the box, then I could click each one of these tabs and fill them out, but we'll talk about that later when we get into the Program Maintenance Options section. When you finish filling out the form, click OK. Now you notice the next screen. It asks you if you want to create a database. It says AMSWin cannot find the database that's normally associated with AMSWin data, and that's obvious because you haven't used the program before. It says if you're a new user, AMSWin can create a new database file for you. Do you want to create it now? Now we are going to choose yes here because we're a new user and we want AMSWin to create the file for us. Now, but you'll notice the next question. If you want to open an existing database or you're upgrading from AMS-DOS, then you should click no. So obviously, because we're a new user, we want to click yes so that AMSWin can create a new database for us. Okay. Now it informs us that AMSWin will now import the latest AMSOIL price list. Now this, because we're running AMSWin for the first time, it knows that there are no prices in the program. Therefore, it's going to automate the update of prices for you. Now it's automating the process that you'll do manually for hereafter whenever you need to upgrade prices. So it says you will be able to manually import prices when they change by downloading the appropriate file from the AMSWin website and then proceeding to the following menu item. And we'll talk about the inventory menu and importing prices when we get to the second session, which is inventory. So click OK, and you'll see that it automatically pulls up the import inventory list box and imports it for you and tells you that the inventory list successfully updated. All you have to do here is click OK, and you are ready to start using AMSWin. So let's look back at what we did. We installed the program. We ran it for the first time. We gave it a default state, which is the state that we do our business in. We told it what country we do business in. We filled out the first page of Program Maintenance Options, which was our name, our address, phone number, just contact information. And then we had AMSWin automatically create a database for us to hold all of our information, and then it automatically imported the latest AMSOIL price list for us.